Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to speak about pervading and immersing oneself and filling one's own being with gratitude, love, and warmth every morning to set up the day, well, bringing a certain stream of enthusiasm, if we could call it that, for a little oomph in life and a little feeling of purpose and gratitude and wonder, childlike wonder, awe and reverence, gratitude. These are the language of the gods, of the higher worlds. And when we open our being, feeling, will, thoughts up to these feelings of reverence, of devotion, not excess piety, mind you, but a grounded and concrete, direct connection. Well, as direct as we can in this specific incarnation and present moment and time, but we do always strive towards the highest we can strive towards at every incarnation. That is truly a given. But when we fill our being with awe and reverence and curiosity, you allow yourself to be receptive to inspiration from the higher worlds and from our feelings, so our thoughts are infused with love, so that our thoughts are directed and guided with proper warmth and compassion to them, so that we do not become cruel or brutal in our thinking, so we do not perceive certain areas of life and have an excess amount of disdain and frustration and such, but actively work inwardly to overcome whatever forces that constantly wishes us to be stuck and to be stagnant and to stay idle in the place and be distracted by what right now is not healthy for us, but to be able to actively guide and direct our own inner being through being disciplined and through setting up the stream for the day, not being able to be distracted. For we always have the Christ in our heart, and we never let go of that. Because of it, we do not sway from that specific center, core, from the love, from the forgiveness. For if we constantly hold on to anger, bitterness, every single experience we have gone through that has been less than comfortable, we will quickly chain ourselves and weigh ourselves down with constant, well, ruminations in our own inner being that is by no means healthy, objectively speaking. And we can, both you and me can clairvoyantly see this. For these forces are by no means, well, in us in control. For they are kind of forcefully coming out in a sense. But by having a meditation practice every day, the best would be to have meditation every day, all day. Coming back to your breath whenever you are reminded of it, always staying in your center, in your core, never getting out of your body so anything else might affect it without you being the guardian there. It is about us truly lifting our being up and ennobling it so that it can hear the spiritual worlds much clearer. And through reverence and devotion, we slowly but surely change our own soul spiritual disposition. We become what we immerse ourselves in a sense. So the more spiritual work and esoteric science and understanding and comprehension of reality and of the hidden layers and sheaths of both the human being and what we can perceive outwardly and inwardly, the more we become spiritual. And in our next lifetime, after the gate of death, and we have gone through all we need to go through in between death and a new birth, and we, in the next incarnation, we will have a much healthier disposition to us, for we prepared in this lifetime for the next lifetime, in a sense, by actively unfolding what can be unfolded this lifetime. For each lifetime has different tasks to complete in our development, in a sense. And it is up to each and every individual one of us to truly find out what that is, what is within that sphere of knowledge. And by my own personal experience, anthroposophy has been the most giving to me in knowledge and in shaping and coming to understand the world in its esoteric sense, in its spiritual sense, and united with the physical, so that we never lose ourselves to fantastical notions and concepts that doesn't connect to what we live every day, in a sense. So we infuse reality with divinity, in a sense. We make things more holy again, sacred. So almost every thought and feeling becomes more like a holy gesture, I should say. That is what we strive and aspire to, so that any inner experiment should be as a prayer on the altar, and every exploration and every epiphanies and teachings we are given from the higher worlds is, a grace. It truly is like, oh, thank you so much. This, I don't feel I deserve this, but thank you so much, dear higher worlds. And that is an enormously good feeling, for it is when they give you a grace, it is them saying, keep going, don't stop here, this is not your final grace, keep on going. We are all striving towards something amazing, but patience is required, enormous amount of patience, for we daily strive. And if we constantly look towards the future or towards the past, we will not be able to listen and to hear the revelation of the Spirit now. For it is occurring now, and it is about us unfolding our potential and our inner being and faculties, so we can hear these messages, hear this inspired knowledge. And as long as we actively strive and show the higher worlds, I am willing to go the length inwardly, in meditation, in contemplation and reflection, stimulating our own inner being, in a sense. Our ego, our spirit, is the one, driving this being, this body, from our senses, from our thoughts, feelings, emotions. Your spirit is there actively working through all of them. And we direct through spirit, we direct our inner being and stop wasting our life force on a variety of unnecessary things that distracted us for a moment. For our ability to listen and to pay attention and to be here in the present moment, the anchoring in our own inner being, and to be able to enjoy the presence of our own inner being, is a practice, and it requires us to clear and to come to terms with one's own self. For if you don't, you will be plagued and bothered by yourself until you have cleared in your own inner being, and you fully well know this. It is by no means easy to gain access to one's own inner self, for one has gone through a lot of stuff and there is a lot to reconcile with. But once the work is started, they are gentle with us. It is all about us having the enthusiasm to go through and to unfold our inner capabilities. And by praying to the higher worlds and asking them for gentle, incremental development. They will do so with karma. They are gentle as long as we truly show ourselves taking initiative on spiritual development. Once you do, they are enormously helpful in assisting. I can guarantee you that, and it is amazing. For they are some amazing higher siblings to have as the bestest of friends, and they are amazingly insightful and have a higher vantage point than us, as I've mentioned, and they know what it means to be a human being, not in a physical sense as we are, for they had a different a human experience than we did, but they still went through their human stage, their stage of reaching their I-ness, their I consciousness, their individual I, although they have a very different reality than we have because they earned their way in there, just like we do. So I digress though. It is about us constantly developing our soul spiritual being so that we can be welcomed into the hierarchy in future times when we, well, have redeemed our being enough so, and are pure enough so that we can be called spirits of freedom and love in the true sense. And yeah, I think I will leave you with this today. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, angel masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your amazing, unique, beautiful, and individual path to, well, revelation. And may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, and being creative and inspirational, so others can choose to be the same, so we can be a healing force to this world and strive towards good, moral, transparent, and warm, beautiful love, enlightened by true understanding, and not only abstract, floating love, but love truly grounded in reality and in divine strength. So, may you be safe and sound, and I pray for your benevolent successes and endeavors. And, well, thank you so much for listening to me, my dear sibling. May you be safe and sound again. Love you. See you. Goodbye.